Hey guys, what's going on? RetroGamer here, and welcome back to another review featuring the PlayStation Vita. So, the PlayStation Vita first released on February 15th, 2012, and saw a retail value of $250. And then a little while after that, on May 6, 2014, we saw a revision of the PlayStation Vita called the PS Vita 2000 model. The first one was the 1000, and the PS Vita 2000 saw a retail value of $200. And there aren't a whole lot of differences between the 1000 and 2000. The main difference people like to bring out are the screens. On the PS Vita 1000, it has an OLED screen, and it looks really nice. And then on the PS Vita 2000 model, which is the one you see here, it has just a standard LED screen, and I still think it looks nice as well. A couple other things to note are the PS Vita 2000 model has 1 gig of internal storage, and I believe it has a better battery life, but other than that, there aren't a whole lot of differences between the two. And I think either one you buy is a great purchase. But with all that out of the way, let's take a look at some of the features of the PlayStation Vita. So here it is, the PS Vita, and as you see we have the PS Vita logo, we have the PlayStation button over here, it has the 2 analog sticks, it has a speaker on each side. Over here we also have the D-pad, and then right here we have start and select, we have the standard X, circle, square, triangle, we have the camera right here, and then up here we have the L button, we have the power button. Then we have the 2 lights, one for showing that it has power and the other for when it's charging. This is the port for the cartridges. It has the volume buttons over here, the R button here. Then on the back, it also has a rear-facing camera. And then this is a touchscreen. It is multi-touchscreens, so this is a touchscreen on the front, and then it has a back touchscreen for certain games. Not a whole lot of games use this, but I know a lot of the PlayStation 1 games and used it. But not a whole lot of games use this feature, but it is there. On the bottom, we have the port for the headphones. Then we have the port for charging. Looks like just a standard micro USB. Then on the bottom here, if you pull this flap open, you can pull out the memory cards. So these are special Sony PSP branded memory cards. They're not like a standard SD card. And so these you have to buy at stores, and they're expensive. Maybe they're not expensive as they used to be, but they're still pretty expensive. These come in 4, 8, 16, 32, and 64 gig spaces. This is just a standard 16. I would recommend at least a 16 to start out with, maybe a 32, especially if you're downloading games only. If you have physical games, it's not going to be as bad, but if you're only downloading games, then you're going to want a big memory card. Those things can get pretty expensive, especially the 64 gig is about $100. But, I mean, if you buy the 64, then you're going to be pretty good. You probably won't need another one, but I just start out with at least a 16. That's one of the biggest flaws with the PlayStation Vita. I can't say that that was the reason why it failed. That may have been one of the reasons why it didn't do so well. But I still think it's a great handheld. Even though it has been discontinued, I still think it's a great handheld to own and play. Moving on to the games, here are the cases. The cases are really cool. I like how they're nice and small. This is a region-free handheld as well, so you can play Japanese games, English games as well. And as you take a look inside, here are the cartridges. They look a lot like the Nintendo Switch cartridges, although they're a lot thinner. Then they just go on the top, and then you're ready to go. Moving on to the charger. The charger has its own little setup here. Has this brick that you plug one into for the PlayStation Vita, and the other end can go straight into the wall. Pretty standard setup. And then going into the interface of the Vita. If you've ever owned a PSP, it's a lot like that, although this is much similar to the PS4 outlay on there. So if you've ever owned a PlayStation 4, then it's very similar. This also has the trophy feature, much like the PlayStation 3 and 4. As you can see, it has all different kinds of settings, the PlayStation Store, the trophies. You can actually link this up to the PlayStation 4, so you can do a remote play with certain games, which is really cool. I've used that a lot. It's really cool to stream the PlayStation 4 to the PS Vita screen. And then you have all your games here. It's really cool because you can download PlayStation 1 games, you can download PSP games, and then all the PlayStation 4 games are on the store as well. But that comes at a cost with space. So as I said, those memory cards are a big thing. And they even have Turbo Graphics games, which is really, really cool. And I think the library on this thing is just absolutely amazing. You know, with the old games, with the new games, it has this. The PS Vita has a lot going for it. It has so many good games on it so far. You know, with the rhythm games, the RPGs. It has novel games if you're into those. You know, and then as I already said, you know, it has the PlayStation 1 games, the PSP games, although those are download only, but those are still a really good purchase. And if you're looking to get a PlayStation Vita in 2019, I would highly recommend it. They're pretty easy to come by. If you can get past the fact that you have to have memory cards to save games and, you know, to actually play the Vita, then I think this is a great buy for you, and I think you would enjoy this thing. And as I said, if you're looking to get a PlayStation Vita in 2019, then I would highly recommend it. So guys, RetroGamer, if you like the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys back here with another review. See you guys then.